Hi, good morning, viewers. Here we are on the fifth podcast to celebrate the 25th anniversary of chlorophyll. And today I have pleasure in welcoming Ravindra Sharma, a veteran of not one, not two, but four insurance brands. He studied an executive course at the National University of Singapore, and he is going to explain to us multiple insights because he has done multiple brands. So, Ravi, welcome to the podcast. Thank you for your time. We realize that you have just returned from abroad, haven't caught up on your sleep, but this is this is our privilege, and it has been our privilege to work with you too.
No, it is always a privilege to be with you, Kiran. I have learned a lot from you, from your past work, from our conversation, you know. So I think it is my privilege to be with you on this podcast and we can have a wonderful conversation. I think that is what we're going to do today.
Correct. Correct.
Thank you for
Thank you.
inviting.
Thank you. So, Ravi, just to start, we work together. We have worked together since 22. And when you came to us, you came with an interesting challenge. You said both of us have to solve this particular challenge that SBI Life, which has more than 7 crore policies. So it's a huge brand, right? By any stretch of imagination. But it has a greater audience in what we loosely call Bharat, and it doesn't have as much of attraction in what we loosely call the metro millionaires. These are apparently contradictory demands on one brand. And you said, no, I don't think we should be addressing separately. Let us try and find out what role the brand can play in this distinct segments. Why don't you tell us about how you started thinking about it?
First, let me share that what I think about our profession. Maybe that will lead us to the answer. Okay, so I always introduce myself that I'm in the business of human mind. Okay,
Oh,
I'm in a profession where the work influences in decision making. Loosely, I can say exploit the the human mind and push them towards the direction I want them to take the decision. Now,
it's
when I
unique
say I'm talking about the profession we are in. Okay,
profession. Yeah.
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 Now, if we are in the profession of human mind, that is how I approach the whole work about that.
Okay.
No doubt, these are two different, very different segments.
Right.
But if you remember, the idea was can we do a good, extensive consumer study and find out that what they are looking from a life insurance company today? Okay,
Correct. Correct.
maybe that will give us the answer, where the platform is common for both the segment, and as
Right.
a brand then you are able to converse and have a dialogue with both the segment using the same lens. Okay, so that is where I think the consumer study we did provided us the right answer, where we could go forward. So if you could recollect, the whole study came out saying whether I am a younger audience or I am from Bharat or whatever be my age.
Correct. Correct.
The segment was looking at life insurance not as a brand who is coming and selling me a product and going away from my life.
Right.
The consumer was looking at a partner, a enabler, where the brand stays with me, is able to provide me solution and ABCD till they require the help of the brand. And I
Right.
think that finding was the springboard to the complete change of the brand we did. And after that, we are all aware what we were able to achieve, not
Correct.
only from the visual aspect but from a conversation and emotional aspect also with respect to the brand. So yes, in short, if you approach the consumer, I think the consumer tells you the answer or gives you the
Wonderful.
answer rather than living in assumption.
Beautiful.
That's my
Beautiful.
answer.
Very well put. Yeah. So you're saying by, I think we did more than 25 groups. And I think what you're saying is in our conversation, whether it was Bharat or India, the consumer actually, in a way, solved the problem for us by telling us what is common to both of them. Therefore, you could have a common brand for both of them. That's
Yes,
fantastic.
Kiran, if you remember, there are certain old thoughts which are very much applicable in the modern world also, which is one of the best is the A and B, okay, attitude and behavior testing. Now, whether
Correct.
you are the modern electronic, a device consumed person, or you were a book reader, when you try to understand attitude and behavior, keeping the consumer at the center, you will find your answer. If you start assuming, there is a high probability you will make mistake.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So the second part of this was what you started by saying about your industry, about your category. Now it's a highly regulated category, right? So innovation of any types has to undergo certain permissions. But even in that kind of a regulated industry, you have been able to, and we know the research results, you have been able to create a distinctive brand. I don't currently use the word differentiated because willy nilly, if you're in a regulated category, you won't have a differentiated brand. The differences will be very minor. But you have been able to create a distinctive brand. It stands out from the other life insurance brands. So tell us more about that. How is that distinctiveness come about?
So again, if the consumer has told us, I'm just starting from where we left,
Yes, yes,
that they require an enabler. Now, as a brand, if I want to be an enabler, we as a team started putting our thought that how can I be enabler, or what will make the consumer think that okay, now the brand is trying or to fulfill what I want from them.
correct, correct.
In our objective, we added a very strong word, which is strong from our sense, it can differ for others. We said we will bring the word meaningful.
I see.
So what our objective is, to be a meaningful brand in my consumer's life, in
Yes, yes.
shortly, if I have to put it across. Now that was the lens provided to the complete team. Okay, whatever you are doing, please make sure that you are being meaningful. Now, whether you are doing a visual work, you are doing any program, whether you are coming out with new projects, whatever is the brand lens is there, plus the meaningful lens. So
Mm.
just to give you an example, our project called as Thanks a Dot. Okay,
Oh,
now
correct.
Thanks a Dot, we wanted to do a good cause and try to make a difference. Can the difference be looked at short term? Answer is no. If you are trying to, as a brand, make a difference, we wanted to make a difference on a subject that will impact the whole nation. So
Right.
we identified breast cancer as a
As
cause
an initiative. Huh?
initiative and said that how can SBI Life play a role in solving the nation's problem.
Right.
Now, then the brand becomes meaningful in the life not only of India, women, my consumer, but at large everyone.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
so that was one example that how I can be meaningful in my consumer's life. So there are multiple, touch points, activities, innovation done in the project, where we are trying to be meaningful. Uh, Another is, financial immunity as a survey.
Right.
Okay, as a brand, we realize that it is our job to educate or give meaningful information or change that is happening with respect to finance, with respect to the financial immunity to our consumer. So for the
Right.
last couple of years, we have been doing this study, where we try to provide to the consumer that what is the kind of things that can be done, which will impact you as a consumer. So that's where you are being meaningful as a brand in your
Correct.
consumer's life.
Correct.
uh, just to give you an example of a visual representation.
Okay.
Okay, we did a tie-up with IPL, life insurance, IPL, no connection. Okay, but we saw the connection.
Okay.
So you will see SBI Life on Lucknow Supergiant helmet. Now,
Right.
the idea there was to have this conversation that when the player is wearing the helmet, is why is he wearing? Is it because of fear? Answer is
Mm,
no. He is wearing the helmet because that protection gives him the confidence to play each and every ball, face each and every delivery, which will help him reach his goal and his team's goal.
fantastic.
So if you have the right protection, okay, you have the confidence to approach your life in a very different manner.
Right.
Now,
Right.
that's
Right.
the meaningful visual conversation that you are having with your audience. And
Mm,
that is how you try to talk with activation, merchandise, or PR activity, that why this thing is happening. So we try to bring that meaningfulness to the enabler, which was the insight from the consumer study. Okay, if I have to be an enabler, I need to bring that meaning into his life as a brand and then take it forward. So that's where we were able to distinct
fantastic.
ourselves into this complicated category.
Fantastic. So, Ravi, with your permission, I'm just going to go back to that commonality between Bharat and India, and
Yeah.
I will take 30 seconds to share with you this incidents that sparked it off. So like I do for every brand, I was attending research, qualitative research, and these were middle class housewives, middle aged, who had children of 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 or 8. And one of the questions we asked during that discussion, and it completely floored me, we said, can you tell us about an ideal woman? And she said, okay, let's take the name Pammi. So Pammi is the ideal woman in my life. And we asked her why. And she said, because Pammi went to Koh Samui on a 7-day holiday for me time by leaving her children behind with her mom. And that was such a dramatic eye opener for us,
Yeah.
that this entire notion of apne liye apno ke liye, that, like you said, if this enabler brand can make sure that everything is protected, then I can go out fearlessly in life and do what I want. So this notion of apne liye apno ke liye is something that binds Bharat and India, correct?
Yes.
Anything else you have about that particular direction, because that kind of completely condensed the meaning of that the enabler brand.
Yeah. So I will just add, I think working with you guys, the comfort was not to get bogged down, not to get anxious by the
Right.
size of the problem. Okay. Now, again, I'll come here that when you have the right partner, the right mind, not only in work, in life,
Yes.
in these
Yes.
scenarios, that gives you that comfort and confidence. Okay, fine. I know the problem is huge, but we'll find the answer. Okay, let's
Correct. Correct.
go with the process, continue, don't get bogged down. After a period of time, you will get the answer.
Yes.
I
Yes.
think that is all I would like to add here. I think as a team, when I say as a team, is SBI Life and Chlorophyll, when we worked on the project, as a team, we were patient enough that let's wait for the right thing
Yes.
that
Yes.
will help the brand,
Correct.
and not get anxious and bogged down that okay, we are not getting the right thing. So I still remember you me having a conversation कि यार कब मिलेगा आंसर, अभी बहुत टाइम हो गया है, you know. So but
Yeah,
I think it panned out pretty well, and
beautifully.
that's all I want to add here.
Yeah. The other thing, Ravi, which is unique about what has happened is that yes, we spent 6 months arriving at the answer, then we converted it into an extremely comprehensive guidebook, visual guidebook, audio guidebook, everything that can be
Digital
a
guidebook,
guidebook. Huh, sorry,
the digital one also.
the digital guidebook for all other agencies who would then take the brand over. In my 40 years of experience, I must say the adherence to the guidebook is something that I have not seen in any other brand of your size. It is okay for a small size, but for an SBI Life, whether it is the signage, whether it is the ad on TV, whether it is a brochure, whether it is the social media thing, you have been able to hold on to that discipline. I don't know, is it you as a person, is it your four brands that you've done in the past? Can you just talk about how you managed to do this discipline for a brand this big in such a short time?
I think I'll start again. Let's understand we are in the business of human mind. Okay.
Okay.
Your partners, this is the most important thing. Me and my team will never call the companies we work with as vendors. Neither we will treat them as vendors, which you must have also experienced.
Yeah.
We are very disciplined about that. They are the partner. I am as good as my team. We use the same definition. I am as good as my partner.
Right.
And if you can recollect when the change was happening, the first thing we did was we got all our partners into one room.
Right.
Full team came, did the whole workshop, told clearly this is what is expected and this is what is not expected. Do you want any change in it? Tell us right now from the execution point of view.
Hmm.
So I think treating your vendors as partners solves your half the problem. Second is bringing them in the problem solves your problem. So
Very nice.
there are so many aspects of execution. We as a team of 20, 30 may put our mind, will tell us certain scenarios. But when I bring the whole partner, they have worked in so many. For example, when you were in an advertising world, you were
Yeah.
working with so many brands. So
Yeah.
your expertise on execution is totally different from mine. So
Right.
that is where we were able to bring in that. Okay, I, as a brand manager, may think that I want this in the brand manual to have to hold the brand, but can we execute it? Can I hold that thought? That is where the team came together, the partners came together, and we were able to achieve the whole brand manual, or as you mentioned, guidebook, which as a team, we can execute. That is
Correct.
how that
That
is
is the
how the answer is. you know
yeah.
Rather than me or you thinking that okay, brand manual aisa rehna chahiye, I think that will not solve the problem. And
Yeah.
second is you know we taking it across the organization, telling them the importance that okay, the brand refresh has happened, this is what the brand is all about now, and you are the person who gonna take the brand forward. Okay, because
Hmm.
people, their first experience will be through you. So taking the brand deeper into the organization and talking about it made the difference. And last, I think one of the best senior management
Yeah.
who believed the importance of a brand, even in a industry like life insurance, that brand will play a important role,
Correct.
not only as a conversation, but going further, having the loyalty base, what we called about, what we talk about, the consumer journey. you know
Right.
uh, so if you don't have the right brand, you don't have the right conversation, if you don't stick to the consistency and uniformity, it will be a big struggle going forward. I think
Correct.
that rather than having selling that, which takes times in a lot of organization, I think here it was well settled. And I'm really thankful that I have that senior
Right.
management. And I think even the middle management at the regional level, they are pretty confident that yes, we need to maintain that balance and adhere to the guideline, because that will help us grow further, as an
Mm,
organization. So I
fantastic.
think a mix of all this came on the table while the refresh, and we were able to take it forward. But yeah, there is a 5% kind of inconsistency,
Right.
not everywhere, but again we are all learning. So how
Yeah.
we do the version 2 of brand manual, we'll try to solve that also.
Yes. 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 So Ravi, it's been 2 years now. So 22 is when we start. Now, when you look back, uh, A, is there anything different you would have done? And B, how has it changed Ravi the individual, Ravi the human being?
Would I like to do anything different? Answer is no. I
Okay.
think we were patient enough to get the right answer, and I think as a team we have done solid work. The reason I'm using the word solid is अपने लिए अपनों के लिए will be relevant after 10 years also, after 15 years
Yeah.
also.
Yes.
Even if it is Z, now we are talking about generation Alpha getting breeded, they are going to grow. I think it is relevant for them also.
Yeah.
Even if AI or chat GPT coming, those kind of consumer, I think अपने लिए अपनों के लिए will be relevant. And the business we are in, when I look the whole conversation of अपने लिए अपनों के लिए from the business point, it makes complete sense.
Sense. Yeah.
So I would not like to change anything. I think as a person, I not much of a difference. The only difference I would say is, today I am a bit relaxed,
Right.
than couple of years back, and because of two things. Obviously, we were able to crack a very good, insight and the
Yes.
execution point. And second is a beautiful, lovely, dedicated team.
Yeah.
Okay. I believe, okay, I can pick them up and put it into any industry, they'll deliver now.
Mm.
So I think that's the change of that relaxedness is the only change I can see in myself.
Correct.
Rest,
Yeah.
I love this profession. I am always excited, so I can't kill that in me.
Yeah. Yeah. The satisfaction of having done something really difficult really well, right?
Yes,
And having built a team that is, as you say, category agnostic, they can work in any industry. So
yes.
Ravi, normally we keep about 5 minutes in the end uh, to for the audience if there are any questions from the
Perfect. No
audience,
worries.
and let's see whether there are any questions right now.
So the question will come in the chat box, or
Yeah,
they will ask.
there is somebody who's monitoring that. So
Okay, perfect.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, you can see the question,
Yeah, yeah.
Ravi.
The question is, do you think sticking to communication guideline has had any impact on brand awareness and recall?
Yeah.
I think answer is yes. Uh, Let me give you a very old brand. let's say if I say 2 minutes, what comes into your mind?
Mm.
It is Maggie.
Correct.
90% of the population will say Maggie. That is because of sticking to the communication guideline, being consistent and uniform, that passes on from generation to generation. And
Fantastic.
that is what is called as, in communication, called as compounding communication benefit, which goes from one generation to another generation. Okay, so remember the word. If you stick to the guidelines, you will be able to create compounding communication benefit. Like in money happens, compounding, the same happens here also.
Fabulous.
Uh, it
We
is how
touched.
you look at TG. Okay, don't get bogged down by the numbers you see in TG. Okay, a lot of times marketers, because of the recent data driven culture, I believe they get bogged down by numbers and semi segment of target audience. Okay,
Beautiful.
when I say semi segment is, my target audience is ABCD. Okay, I think the approach of doing persona based target audience is still valid, rather than doing slice and dice of multiple type and
Correct.
trying to get it. And that is how we try to get the impact today also, that define the personality. And for me, I'll give the example. I know Axe is out of the industry right now
Correct.
because of another competitor, but it is the best brief I have ever seen describing the target audience.
Mm.
The way the target audience were described in that brief, it it will touch the complete globe. Okay, but it is just a paragraph. Now just imagine when you are able to crack the persona of that target audience, your problem is solved. You can, I think, Google and find out. In short, the personality he described was a lech.
As a
A lech, a man. Okay. So, he was able to describe, and it gave such a comfort to the creative and other PR agencies, all the agencies. This is the audience we are working at. So
yeah,
let's
yeah.
not get bogged down by the number. I think as a marketeer, it is who you are targeting that you need to focus on. And if you are able to approach, you can solve any target. You can
Mm.
achieve and reach any target audience.
Yeah. I think mindset is what you're referring to. Yeah.
Yes. How the consumers are receiving the change, and what is the impact of the line Apne Liye Apno Ke Liye on them. I think the best thing with chlorophyll we were able to achieve was, neither the employee, neither the consumer felt that there was a change. We just slided the whole conversation in,
Beautiful.
and uh, that's the impact if you have the right team. I don't know whether you can recollect, but Kiran, with your team, we did the whole transition, and we, if you can recollect, there was a campaign before the launch of Refresh,
Correct.
where you brought the conversation of self
Correct.
importance and
Correct.
ABC, whatever, blah blah blah. And that is how the transition took around what, 12,
Y-
13 months,
At least a year.
as a
At
brand
least a year.
doing the conversation. And we just shifted. I don't think so anyone realized, but yes, today people are focusing on apne liye and apno ke liye, and they don't remember the old line. I think that is the achievement we were able to
Wow.
make.
Wow. Yeah. That's fantastic. So, any more questions, or should I? Are there any more questions? Thank you. Okay. Fantastic. So, Ravi, we have a mutual admiration club.
Yes.
Chlorophyll admires you and SBI Life, and hopefully SBI Life admires
No, no,
Chlorophyll.
same here. I
You
think
have,
the brilliant team.
yeah,
Let me also mention Rochna here, who was instrumental in the work that we did, we achieved. And as you know, not very good with names. There was another lady, I can't recollect her
Khushbu,
name.
Khushbu,
Kushbu,
Khushbu.
yes. Okay. So thanks to them also for being a wonderful team player. I think for that duration, it was very difficult to believe that they are not a part of our team. But
Correct, correct.
after the project got over, we realized, oh no, Roshna and Kushbu are going to go now. you know, Thank you for
Yeah,
giving such lovely team members. And thanks to you for all your wisdom, thought, and discussion and argument, whatever we had. Okay. It's
yes,
lovely
lots
to have
of them.
you. Yes.
So we have said thank you to you in private, Ravi, to you and to your team. So now is the time when I can say it publicly. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being such a great friend. As you said, we do not use the word client or agency. We are all partners and friends. So thank you to you thrice over, and a large thank you, a big thank you to everybody who attended today's podcast.
Yeah.
See you soon next
See
month.
you. Bye.
Bye.